Hey there, friend. Welcome to a little look into my art membership site on Patreon. I hope you're having a beautiful and super inspiring day. And this is a special video that I have prepared for you so that you are more comfortable navigating this website. You know exactly all of the most important parts of it, and you can really make the most out of this membership, which is what I really want for you. This membership site is honestly one of my most important projects, and I have been working extremely hard on it throughout the entire last year. And as many of you are probably already well aware, I am constantly working on new, exclusive, valuable content to share in here every single week. And I'm in this site every single day, if not posting something new, then answering messages, providing feedback for people who post over at the community tab, etc. I am so excited to continue improving this website, to continue providing members with quality, thorough, and affordable art instruction, and to continue growing this innermost art community of mine. So thank you so very much for being here, whether you're already a member or you're thinking of joining or you're simply just checking this page out. Thank you. It means the absolute world to me. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of tea or whatever your favorite beverage is and come and join me so that I can explain everything that you need to know. And if any questions pop up in your head along the way, make sure to jot them down, continue watching the video until the end, and then you can send me a private message via Patreon or an email. I'm always available at hello@ericalancaster.com, and I promise to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so are you ready? Did you go and get a beverage for yourself? Did you go and grab a little notebook to jot things down in? I hope you are. So let's go ahead and get started with the very first thing that I want you to know. First and foremost, it's important for you to know that this art membership site is quite different from the one-off packaged courses that you can buy online in many different ways. Membership sites like this one are live, breathing communities in which members are constantly interacting and sharing, and new content is constantly being added in. Not only this, but you guys have direct access to me, to the creator of the resources. You can ask for feedback whenever you'd like, and I am constantly asking you guys for feedback in order to create new content that you're interested in and want to learn about. So this is a fluid, interactive experience for all of us. And in my opinion, it leads to more growth over time. And I have talked about this time and time again in past tutorials and videos that I have shared across multiple platforms, but whenever it is that we are looking for actual real growth in any area of our lives, our art included, it's absolutely imperative to stay consistent over time, whatever that may look like for you in this present life situation that you're in. It's through consistently working on our art over time and constantly challenging ourselves and doing exploration so that we can get to know ourselves artistically and asking other people for feedback, especially people who are a little bit more advanced in their own journeys that can actually provide us with constructive criticism. And also by practicing talking about both our art as well as other people's art, that we really make significant and deep artistic progress. Having said all that, this website has many more aspects to it than a simple one-off packaged course, and it's constantly getting more content added in each and every week. And the least thing that I want is for you to start getting overwhelmed or confused. And so I am going to explain all of the most important things to you right now. And of course, you always have access to me. You can always send me messages asking questions whenever you need to. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on with all of the information that you should know about. So you probably already know this by now if you're a Patreon community member, but I still constantly get questions about this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add this information into the video. So there are 4 different tiers that I have set up in my Patreon membership that you can join depending on your own personal needs, and each tier has its own benefits or rewards. The very first tier that a Patreon member can join is the $1 a month tier, and I like referring to this group as the Art Advocates. As a member in the $1 tier, you have my eternal gratitude because believe me that every single dollar counts and makes a huge difference in me being able to continue doing what I am doing. Aside from that, you have special thanks in many of my YouTube videos that I put out. You have immediate access to my How to Find Your Art Style downloadable workbook. You get access to weekly sketchbook challenges. You're invited to a monthly private live Q&A where you can ask me anything you like. And you also have access to extended, uncut versions of the videos that I share over on YouTube. And though these videos are not like the real-time, step-by-step, fully narrated tutorials that get shared with the $6 tier and upwards that are exclusive to Patreon, they do have their downloadables like my outline sketch, my reference picture if I used one, and the supply list for the piece on hand. Moving on to the $6 tier, which I like referring to as the goal getters. As a member in this tier, you have access to everything that the lower tier has access to, plus 2 brand new Patreon exclusive tutorials a month that are fully narrated all throughout the video. I am explaining what it is I am doing step by step. And whether it took me 1 hour or 3 hours to complete the drawing or the painting on hand, that is the actual length of the video that I share with you guys versus the other videos that are sped up. And of course, these real-time step-by-step fully narrated tutorials do have their downloadables. I include my outline sketch, I include my high-resolution reference photo, and the supply list with the direct links to the items that I am using and the list of the specific colors that I am using. Aside from this, members in the Goal Getter tier also have access to direct feedback from me on any work. It doesn't have to be something that you create based on Patreon tutorials or videos that I share anywhere. It can be any work that you work on independently. You can reach me via private message on Patreon, or you can email me, and I'd be super happy to provide you with individualized feedback and exercises that can help you make faster progress. Members in the $6 tier also have access to a growing vault of original art reference photos taken by myself that gets added to every single month. At the end of every month, I add 5 new photos, and you can use these photos for anything you wish, whether it's studies or finalized paintings. You can even sell the work that you create with these photos. Aside from that special external page with the art reference photos that I've created for the $6 tier and upwards to enjoy, I have also created another special external page that is password protected and that I've shared with you in the past. And this external page is a library that includes all of the past real-time step-by-step Patreon exclusive tutorials that I've shared here in the membership site, so that you can find them all in one same place and not have to struggle with finding them in the post tab. At the end of each month, I update this special external library with the 2 new tutorials that I have shared on Patreon. And finally, members in this tier also are able to participate in polls I send out asking you guys for opinions and thoughts on what kind of videos to create next. Moving on to the $15 tier, and I like referring to this group as the Rising Stars. Rising Stars have access to everything from the lower tiers and also get invited to a monthly live class on a new art fundamentals topic. And at the end of each class, I actually give you an art assignment that is meant to put all of your new knowledge to the test. In the past, I have talked about why learning about art fundamentals is so important, especially for artists who are serious about creating art long-term and selling their work. But just in general terms, so that you can understand what the difference is between the Goal Getter tier and the Rising Star tier, the tutorials that I share with the Goal Getter tier, they teach you technique. They teach you how to use watercolor and how to draw. But the problem when you're following a specific tutorial created by another artist is that you're gonna end up with a composition that belongs to somebody else, and you're basically just creating a carbon copy of something that another artist is doing. The people in the Rising Star tier are learning about art fundamentals and are gaining the tools, and I'm sharing everything that I learned about in art school with them so that they can actually have the confidence to explore and create their own visual compositions. That's what the difference is. In these art fundamentals classes, I share all about the theory behind creating effective visual compositions, including compositional arrangement, including perspective, proportion, light behavior, color theory, elements and principles of art, and all of that good stuff. And members in this Rising Star tier have access to a special external page in which I am uploading all of the recordings of the past classes on art fundamentals in chronological order, which is how I am designing them to be seen in, working from more simple topics to more complex topics. And they have access to a downloadable PDF version of the keynote presentation that I prepared for the class. And you basically can rewatch those classes as many times as you'd like. There are already 17 classes in that library. Aside from all of this, members in the Rising Star tier also get a new art tip video every other Saturday, and these are short videos in which I share important things that I have set in place that have made the biggest difference in my own art journey. And finally, we have the $140 tier, and these are my one-on-one students. Members in this tier have access to everything from the 3 lower tiers, as well as have one-hour class a week with me via Skype. These classes are 100% individualized based on the student's current level and goals. And these students get my full guidance and support, and I prepare specific assignments for them and exercises that are going to help them get to where they want to get much faster. And I actually go by drawing and painting programs or curriculums that I have created myself based on what I learned in art school and the courses that I have taken since then, as well as my many years teaching art to people of all different ages and levels, so that we're actually working in sequential chronological order, working from more simple topics to more complex topics, and nothing is left behind. I devote a lot of time and energy and effort to my one-on-one students' progress. And this group is only for people who are very serious about developing their artistic skills and really making art long-term. It's definitely for people who are ready to committing and actually putting in the work consistently. Okay, so those are the descriptions of the different tiers that I am currently offering. Something that is very important to know that I want to make sure to add in at this point in the video is that it's very important that if you're going to be joining my membership site on Patreon, you make sure to join at the beginning of any new month, preferably in the first week of any new month. And the reason this is because the moment that you join, you're charged, because immediately you get access to not only the backlog of all of the posts that have been shared for the tier that you choose to join, but you also get all of these special links and passwords and all of this stuff immediately when you join. But then Patreon is going to charge you once again in the beginning of every new following month. So in other words, if you join in the 25th of, January, you're going to get charged once again in the 1st of February. So I would highly recommend joining in the first week of any new month so that you're not charged twice in a very short amount of time. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the different important areas of this membership site. So I got my husband to create a Patreon account and to support me on one of the tiers so that I could see everything from the user's perspective, because as a creator, I see things differently. The interface is different. So I'm going to be using his account in order to better explain things for you today. The very first thing that I want to explain is that being inside of the Becoming Artist membership site is different from being in your own personal Patreon feed. Right here on screen, you can see how we are actually inside of the membership site. Everything in this website is posted by myself, and this is the community that I have started. You'll know you are actually inside of the Becoming Artist membership site if you're able to see the banner and you're able to see the 3 tabs right there next to my picture, the ones that say posts, my membership, and community. However, you're going to notice that from time to time, you actually land in your personal feed. So let's go there right now so you can see the difference. If I click on the little avatar on the top right corner right there, and with avatar, I am referring to the cute little circular icon that has this little animal in it, or whichever one you chose. Click there, and this drop-down menu is going to appear with a bunch of different options. So let's briefly check out the most important options in this drop-down menu. Let's first click on the first one, which is Posts from My Creators. You're going to land on something that looks like this. And this is your personal Patreon feed. So what you should know is that as a Patreon member, you can support and follow many different creators, as many as you'd like. And so this is going to be your personal feed in which all of the posts from the creators that you are actually subscribed to are going to appear in chronological order, all mixed together. Because my husband is only supporting me right now, then I only see myself right there on the left where it says supporting, and I'm only seeing posts created by myself. But if he was supporting other creators on Patreon, then the other creators' information would also appear right there on the left, and their posts would be intermixed with mine. If you are subscribed to 2 or more creators, then this little field on the top right there, the one that says showing all creators, it's very useful because you can click it and then you can search by specific creators and filter out your feed so that only a specific creator's posts appear if that's what you're wanting to do. Something else that can be done over on this page is that you can also find other creators that are sharing content that you're interested in. Right there on the right, you can find more creators that are sharing their work on Patreon. Okay, so we have established that this is not the Becoming Artist membership site, but your own personal Patreon kind of feed, right? I just want to make sure to drive that home because if you're only seeing everything from this page, then you're not taking full advantage of your membership on the Becoming Artist site. Make sure that you're actually clicking on my name in any of these places where my name appears so that you can actually be taken to the membership site and you can actually use it to its full extent. All right, so let's move on to exploring the next important pages that we can arrive at by clicking on this drop-down menu that appears right below our avatar. The first one is my profile, and if you click on that one, you're going to be taken to a page that looks like this. Right here, you can see a little kind of a succinct little version of the front page of my membership site. And if my husband was subscribed to other creators, little succinct versions of the cover pages of their websites would appear there next to mine. And by clicking on my name right there in that tiny little title page, that's another way to go back into the Becoming Artist membership site. If you click on the blue button below your avatar that says Edit Profile, you'll be taken to another page. And in here, you can basically fill out your personal information. If you want to flesh out your Patreon account even more, you can actually add in your picture. You can change your password. You can connect different social media accounts to your Patreon account. And you can even disable your account if that's what you're looking to do. If you scroll back up, there is another important tab to know about in this page, and it's titled Email Notifications. And the reason this is important is because you should be receiving an email wherever you have your email account set up in, whether Gmail or elsewhere, notifying you whenever I create or share a new post on Patreon. And this is especially important if you're interested in joining a live stream event because I send out a special link a few minutes before going live, and if you don't get that notification, then you're probably not going to be able to make it on time. So most of the time when people are not receiving my email notification for my new posts on Patreon, which should be happening at least once or twice a week, is because you have unchecked some of the settings right there in email notifications under my name, or you're getting my emails received into your spam folder. And if that's the case, you need to make sure that you have whitelisted my messages and emails over in your personal email account, whether it's Gmail or anywhere else, so that you can ensure that you're receiving my notifications. Of course, this goes without saying that you have to make sure that you're using the email account that you actually created your Patreon account with, because that's the email that is linked to Patreon. All right, so let's move on to exploring other special sections that are displayed in the drop-down menu that appears below our avatar. The next important section that I want to share with you is titled Manage Memberships. If you click on Manage Memberships, you're going to be taken to a page that looks like this. And this is an important place because this is where you can change the way that you're making your payments. You can edit or change the tier that you're in. You can either upgrade or downgrade very easily. You can cancel, and you can even find your billing history. Once again, my husband is only supporting me right now, so if he was subscribed to other creators, then his membership with other creators would also be displayed in this page. So let's just say, for example's sake, that I want to change my current tier. I want to either upgrade or downgrade. All I have to do is click on the word edit that appears in blue right there inside of the rectangle of the membership that you want to edit. You're going to be taken to this page right here in which a whole bunch of information pertaining to the amount that you're currently pledging, as well as the last four numbers of your credit card. And right there on the right, you see that rectangle titled Summary. And below that word, you have the name of the tier that you're currently in. If you click on Show Tier Description, you're going to be able to see all of the benefits that you're currently having within that tier that you're in. And if you click on Edit, you're going to be taken to this new page where you can read all of the benefits for the different tiers that are being offered by that membership site, and you can just change to whichever one you'd like. All you have to do is click on the green button. Right there at the bottom, if you scroll downwards a little bit, you're going to see an extra button that is titled Make Custom Pledge. And this is for the patrons that feel like supporting with a specific amount and don't necessarily want to join a specific tier. All right, so if we go back to the Manage Memberships page and we click on Billing History, you're going to be taken to this page. Here you're going to be able to find the information on the days that you have been billed so far. And if you notice right there in each of those little rectangles, you have another blue button where you can edit your pledge. And finally, if I click on Payment Methods, there is another place where you can update your payment information and also manage your membership, whatever you'd like. So as you can see, it's incredibly easy to upgrade or downgrade or cancel at any point in time. All right, and the last page right here in this drop-down menu below your avatar that I wanted to talk with you about is my profile settings. And similarly to another page that I previously talked about, here is another place where you can update your personal information, flesh out your Patreon account even more, and make changes on your email notifications. All right, so after having talked about all of that, let's actually go into the Becoming Artist membership site and talk about everything that is being offered there. So there are many different ways that you can go back into the Becoming Artist membership site. Pretty much wherever you see my little picture and my name in bold black letters, you can just click there and it's gonna take you over to the site. So what I did right there was I just went back to Post from My Creators in the drop-down menu. And right there, you can see the first page that we were talking about. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on my name. So as you can see, I have arrived. I can see the large banner at the top. I can see the three main tabs or sections called Posts, My Membership, and Community. And those are the three tabs that I want to talk about right now. But before we get into that, I want to quickly explain how to send me a personal message via Patreon. All you have to do is click on the message icon right next to your avatar in the top right. It's going to take you to this page right here, and all you have to do is click on New Message, and this new window is going to pop up. All you have to do is select the person that you want to send your message to. Just click on their name, type in your message, click on the bottom blue button to the right there that says Send, and I'm going to be receiving your message. And whenever you have a back and forth conversation with someone here on Patreon via messages, you're going to be able to find all of your message history right there on this page, whether it's with me or another Patreon community member. As you can see, very similarly to with your actual personal email inbox, you have an All tab, you have an Unread tab, and you have a Read tab. All you have to do is click on any of these tabs depending on what it is you're looking for. Also remember that aside from sending me a personal message through Patreon, you can always get a hold of me via email. You can send me a message at hello@ericalancaster.com. Make sure that you type in my name with a K. Or you can also leave a comment or question on any specific post that I upload on Patreon if it's regarding that particular tutorial or post, and I'll get back to you too. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with exploring the 3 main tabs or sections when it comes to this membership site. You're going to be able to find these 3 tabs right below the main banner of this website. In the post tab, you're going to be able to find all of the posts that I have uploaded onto this Patreon membership site in chronological order. Depending on the tier that you are currently in, you're going to be able to see more posts or less posts. And what I mean by this is, as you can see right there, as I'm scrolling down, I all of a sudden come across certain posts that appear grayed out and have a message right there in the middle. The message says, unlock this post by becoming a Patreon, and below it, it has a button that says join now. And the reason why this happens is because the account that I'm currently logging in with is a $6 tier account. And that particular post is an Art Fundamentals class that is only available for the $15 tier and upwards. So if I wanted to unlock it, then I would have to upgrade my tier. As you can see right here, the exact same thing happens with this quick art tip video post. It's grayed out. However, I assure you that no matter what tier you choose to join, even if you're in the $1 tier, you have access to a ton of posts right there that are full of helpful content and resources. Not to mention, almost every single month, I unlock a few pieces of content that are usually only available for the upper tiers so that everyone can enjoy them. All right, so as I was mentioning in the beginning of this video, I am constantly creating more content to share in this post tab. So because there's so much content already uploaded in here and it's constantly getting added to, it's very important that you know the various methods that you have in order to find specific posts that you're interested in. For example, one way that you can find posts is by using the search post little bar right there on the top right. It has a magnifying glass, and you can simply type in a specific word such as drawing or watercolor, and all of the posts that have been tagged or have that word within the text section of the post or within the title are going to be displayed for you below. Another option is to filter the posts by media type. You can search by posts that have an image, that have a video, or that have an audio. Most likely than not, if you're looking for a tutorial, you're going to have to click on video. And you can also filter by tier. So if you click on that drop down right there in tier, you're going to be able to see the various tiers that I offer. If you click on yours, then only the posts that are specific to your tier are going to be displayed below. And finally, there is one last filter that you can readily use right there, which is by month. So in case you're interested in only seeing the most recent posts or the posts for any specific month, then you can just go ahead and click on that too. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about tags. T-A-G-S, tags. So tags are basically words or pairs or groups of words that I can add into any post I upload so that I can categorize them more easily and you can find them a lot more easily. And automatically, Patreon displays the most popular tags along the top in those little rectangles right there. So right there, you can see tags like watercolor tutorial, sketchbook challenge, live class, etc. And this is just so that they're more readily available. I'm just gonna click on a few so that you can see how the posts that are displayed below change depending on what I click on. For example, right there, I clicked on Sketchbook Challenge, so I get all of the sketchbook challenges that I have shared displayed in chronological order. If I go back and click on Live Class, then I am going to get the posts that are only available for the $15 tier, which are the classes on art fundamentals, and all of these are going to be displayed in chronological order as well. If I go back and click on drawing, then all of the sketchbook challenges, the tutorials, and the posts that I have shared that have drawing in them are going to be displayed in chronological order. And so on and so forth. Now, there are many other tags that I use that obviously don't fit within that little bar with the most popular tags, and you're gonna be able to find them by clicking on the 45 more button on the right of these most popular tags right there. All of the other tags that I have used before in posts are gonna be displayed in a drop-down menu, and you can click on whichever one you'd like. Now, of course, aside from all of these different ways that you can find specific posts and tutorials, remember that members in the $6 tier and upwards have access to special external pages where you're going to be able to find all of the Patreon exclusive drawing and painting tutorials that have been uploaded all in one same place. And there is another external page where you're going to be able to find all of the art fundamentals classes in one same place. And to get there, all you have to do is look for the tag that says special links. Post sharing the links to those two libraries with the password to enter them, as well as a link to the photo reference resource vault are going to be displayed for you below. If you're a member in any tier and you haven't yet downloaded your welcome workbook, you're also going to be able to find a tag for the welcome workbook right there in that drop-down menu that pops out when you click on the 45 more button. Now, I want to mention something important here before I forget, because this is something that I have been asked about. Some of you have reached out and asked me if there's any particular order or sequence that you should be watching these tutorials or posts in. And unfortunately, there is no way for me to know what your particular skill level and past history with art classes is. And I have members of all different kinds of levels in this membership site. I have people who are beginners, I have people who are intermediate artists, and I have others who are more advanced. And so I am constantly creating a mixture of content that is going to help them all move along in their artistic journeys. The only classes or posts that I would say I actually designed to be seen in a sequential order are the art fundamentals classes that are shared with the $15 tier and upward. And of course, I have my one-on-one students that I know a little bit more personally, and I work with them every single week, but that's kind of a different story. All this said, you can rest assured that there is a bunch of content and resources already for whatever level you're currently in. And I have tagged or classified each of the drawing and watercolor painting tutorials that I have shared as beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I have even added this label, this beginner, intermediate, or advanced label on each tutorial in the external page where all of the tutorials have been uploaded in. Also, remember that you have access to me directly. So go ahead whenever you'd like and send me your work, because if I actually see your work, I have a much better idea and understanding of where you're currently at and what you should be working on. So don't ever hesitate to actually reach out and let me see your work. Tell me a little bit about where you're currently at, and I'd be glad to help you and send you feedback and point you in the direction of tutorials and resources that are going to help you. All right, so before getting into the My Membership tab, I want to very briefly explain how to download all of the goodies that come along with each drawing and painting tutorial that I share on Patreon. So let's just say that I want to work on this cockatoo watercolor painting tutorial. All you have to do is open up this tutorial, scroll down to the bottom of this post, and you're going to be able to find all of the downloadable attachments that I have included along with it. Most often than not, you're going to have access to at least 2 or 3 downloadable attachments. It all depends on whether I actually used a specific reference photo or photos, or if I created the composition from my imagination, or we're working on an abstract piece that has no specific reference. So in this case, for this cockatoo, I have 3 downloadable attachments. I have my outline sketch, I have my high resolution reference photo, and I have my supply list. And all you have to do is click on those green links for the PDFs. They are going to open up in your computer, and all you have to do is save them to your desktop or whatever folder it is that you are organizing these downloadables in so that you can get to work. All right, so we're in the final stretch here, and if you made it to this point, congratulations and thank you very much for actually sticking through with this video. So let's move on to the My Membership tab, which is the second main tab or section in this membership site. In this tab, you're going to be able to find a welcome message. You're going to be able to find a bunch of information about this membership site, a lot of which I am sharing in this video right now, information about myself, and just specific information to your particular tier that you are in. And there's even a little button right there that you can click on and send me a message from. All right, my friend, and finally we have the Community tab. The Community tab is a very special place where all Patreon community members can share their work, whether it's a quick sketch or doodle, whether it's work in progress, whether it's a reference picture that you took of something that you're going to be working on, whether it's a finished piece. It doesn't matter if it's something that you created based on a tutorial that I shared, or if it's something that you worked on completely independently. It's a very special place where we can all provide each other feedback, share, encourage each other to keep going. I have already explained how important it is to be surrounded by like-minded creatives, by positive people, and to constantly talk about art and get feedback on your work. So posting your work in the Community tab is very easy. Once you're in this section of the website, you're going to notice a little window up top where you can click on a button that says Attach Image. From there, you're going to be able to find whatever image it is you'd like to attach. You can just take a photo with your camera and transfer it onto your computer via email. Just as an example, I'm going to open up an image right there. Your picture or image is going to upload into the window right there. You can add in a little message asking a specific question or just explaining what it is you're doing in the piece. And you're also going to be able to decide whether you want to leave your work public for anyone visiting my membership site to see, or whether you want to make it private for only Patreon community members to view. And you can do this by clicking on the middle button in between Attach Image and Post. You're gonna see a little yellowish button that says Everyone. You can click there, a little drop down is going to appear, and simply select the one that you want. And once you're ready, go ahead and click on the Post button and you're all done. All right, my friends, so we have officially reached the end of this video. I really hope that you found it insightful. If you have any questions or comments for me, make sure to reach out via email or via a Patreon post. And that is it for today. So thank you so very much for checking this one out. I really appreciate it. I don't take any single person for granted, whether you are already a member here on Patreon or are just kind of getting information to see whether you want to join. Thank you. It means the world. Have a beautiful rest of the day and hopefully see you very soon. Bye.